Gentlemen, G-Shock has gone bananas. We have more G-Shock watches with yellow. In particular is a new series of watches that have yellow bands and black bezels. And there's 3 watches in this series. There's the Mudman GW 9500 with a metal bezel, the Rangeman GPR H1000, and the Gravitymaster. And yellow bands, black bezels, yellow bands, absolutely bananas. Let's take a look. And first of all, let me tell you guys something. If you, hold on. I got to find it. Hold on. Where'd it go? All right. Hold on, I found it. The Right in the Rain mini bolt action pen. I put this little lanyard in the lanyard loop. It's small enough to fit in your pocket, big enough to write with, perfect size. Very easy for your everyday carry pen. Right in the Rain mini bolt action pen. I'll leave a link in the description. If you are interested in purchasing it, go ahead. Open up the description of this YouTube video and click on the link where you can buy it. And where you can buy it is Amazon. Right in the Rain mini bolt action pen. Now let's get to looking at these new G-Shock watches. Now, they're not released yet in the United States. I should have made that clearer earlier on in the video. Only available right now in Japan, and we're hoping that they will be available in the United States. And I expect they would be, okay? But let's go to I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a hack right here, a little bit of a trick, okay? I'm going to type in G-Shock.jp, okay? This is the Japanese G-Shock site. And, you know, in Japan, they get all of the watches. Okay, hold on. Okay, I just got a pop-up. It says select your location, United States, Japan. Now, all right, I'm going to look over my left shoulder. I'm going to look over my right shoulder. Make sure nobody's watching, okay? I'm going to click Japan. Shh, don't tell anybody, okay? Okay, it thinks I'm watching from Japan, all right? And there we are, okay? We are on the Japanese G-Shock website, all right? And of course, you know, I'm not really authorized to be. Some might say this is a little bit unethical, but, you know, I'm kind of bending the rules here, okay? And we're getting like a sneak peek into the future because they get all of the G-Shock watches first before we do, the United States. And so what we're looking at is this yellow, okay? And clicking on the banner, okay. Now, the website's all in Japanese except for where it says Gravitymaster, Rangeman, and Mudman, okay? And so the lineup for this new series has the GRB 300 RY-1A9JF. And that's the Gravitymaster. Again, black bezel, black face, yellow band. And then the metal bezel Mudman GW 9500 MRY-1A9JF. And the Rangeman GPR H1000 RY-1A9JR. Okay, you know what? I'm going to show you guys another hack. All right, this browser allows me to use Google Translate. So let's see what happens. The magic of the internet. It's kind of like it's undoing the Tower of Babel, kind of. Well, let's see how accurate this translation is. Strong and vivid, a striking caution color. The yellow caution color expresses the worldview of professionals working at rescue sites. The base models are 3 models from the Master of G series, which perform to their full potential in harsh environments. Gravitymaster, Mudman, and Rangeman. The striking colors stand out against the powerful black and are incorporated into the tough design that is characteristic of G-Shock. Vivid caution colors with striking contrast. The key color is yellow, which is used on rescue team equipment and aircraft as a caution color to strongly indicate your presence in harsh environments such as bad weather and poor visibility. The accent colors used throughout, such as on the band and bezel top, give off a strong impact. The texture of the metal parts is enhanced with black and gray IP treatment, giving it a tough design that is typical of professional gear. Gravitymaster, cutting edge design with functional beauty. And it's talking about some of the design of the Gravitymaster. And then for the Mudman, it's highlighting its duplex LCD display. And of note, those of you who are watching will see this. Those of you listening on the podcast, I'm going to point out that, the Japanese, they don't put LCD display. They put LC display, right? Because LCD display is actually doubly redundant. They're saying the same thing again and again because the D in LCD stands for display. Interesting point from, probably the smartest nation on earth, except for maybe Finland. I don't know. But anyways, the GPR H1000 has 6 sensors and GPS function. We know that. Mine is in the shop for not being as tough as I expected it to. But these watches all have the carbon core guard, and they contain biomass plastic, which I think is trash. It's so stupid. Like, plastic is a petroleum product. I work in the oil field. Just use natural gas to make plastic. What's the big deal? Like, using biomass, you're adding extra steps, which takes up more energy and is an inferior product, and probably does not have the grip strength for the threads of the bolts that held in the band on my Rangeman, right? Let's click through and let's look at some of these. I'm most interested in the metal bezel Mudman, all right? And so the metal bezel Mudman, we'll click in, we'll zoom in, we'll look, and yes, it has that IP coating, so not too shiny on the metal bezel. It's kind of a gunmetal color. And the lettering is all the same yellow color as the band. And we'll talk in a minute about whether this is banana yellow or not, because you know me and yellow. And so this is the picture of all 3 of them together: the Rangeman, the Mudman, and the Gravitymaster in this new series with a rescue yellow. And they have this graphic here, and those of you watching, kind of zoom in on this picture, because it's like kind of uncanny. Something's a little off. We're like in a valley of weirdness, an uncanny valley, so to speak, because we're like in the picture, we're literally like looking up from a valley, right? From a lower point, looking up into this picture of rescue workers clad in this yellow color. But something fishy is going on here. Well, a few things. The more you look at it, the more unnerving it is, because in the sky is an object that's vaguely reminiscent of a helicopter. But, I'm not a veteran of the military. I don't know how many of you guys watching are airborne or have any experience in aviation. But from what I understand about helicopters is that you have the body of the helicopter, and then you have the main rotor, and then you have a tail boom with a tail rotor. And the tail rotor has to stick out further than the main rotor so that, the people in the body of the helicopter aren't in a centrifuge where they're slammed against the wall, like the side, with all their brains, like going into one side of their skull because of, all the centripetal acceleration, right? Because every force has an equal and opposite force. So if you had, a helicopter in the air spinning without a big old tail rotor on a boom, the whole helicopter would be spinning. That's the point of the tail rotor, right? And so this helicopter in the sky has no tail boom. It's just like this mashup of like weird helicopter things. And then, like, how they have like the feet of the helicopter? What are they even called? Like those little skids, the sleds. Like one side has 2 of them. Looks weird. And hold on, what's this? It's like this body All right, I'm gonna have to describe this a little bit more for those listening on the podcast. This is a picture from the marketing team at Casio G-Shock, where it's just like this nightmarish picture of like rescue workers, like their clothes are not draping correctly. Like what they're wearing doesn't make sense. Like this guy's helmet is a different color yellow than like the yellow of his suit. Here's one guy like floating. He's holding ropes and he's kind of floating. Maybe the ropes are holding him down. Maybe it's just a balloon. Something's off. And then right here, there's like a yellow sticking out of the rocks, like someone's suit with feet sticking out of the rocks. It's kind of like, you ever watch those videos like climbing Mount Everest, and it's like, oh, this climber died, and there he is. Like they don't even bother like bringing him down. It's like too much work. So you have like the bright colors of Everest climbers just kind of like sitting there dead. All you see there is their feet, like the Wicked Witch that Dorothy smushed with her her house in the Wizard of Oz, right? In Munchkinland. And then it's like very bleak landscape, but then there's like grass right over here. There's like the silhouette of grass on the cloudy sky. And then there's like the sun, but there's not actually sun. So there's glare. I don't know. I don't think that anybody wants me to describe this anymore. Really freaky. I don't understand how this picture like works. Like, is this reality? Like, where does this picture come from? This is wild. It's just, I spent way too much time talking about this picture. Note to self, maybe edit out half of the material of talking about the picture because it's just so freakish. For those of you listening on the podcast, I mean, just imagine the most unnerving, unsettling picture of like objects in the sky that look like helicopters, but obviously are not. And yeah, like I don't know, like, and you see the back of these guys. It's like you don't even see their face. It's like just the back. Oh, here we have a close up. So there's his ear. And then his backpack is not really a backpack. It's like a vest where he has like these objects, one of which looks like ear protection. But why would he be carrying ear protection on the back? And how is that on his vest? It's like that. Is that mole webbing or very unclear? Very unclear what's going on. Very confusing. And this hard hat does not look like the hard hat that I think is valid for rescue operations because maybe this is just in the United States, but firefighters have their hard hats that have a big tail on the back to protect from debris falling. Very weird, very weird, very weird pictures. But anyways, back to the watch. I think that the Mudman looks the coolest of the bunch of all three. So the metal shrouds, it looks like the metal shrouds around the buttons have the IP color. It's kind of like a gunmetal color. And so I think it looks cool, right? I have yet to try the metal bezel Mudman. Lots of commenters are asking for my opinion about the metal bezel Mudman, and I got to try it. I mean, I too am excited about it. I mean, it definitely looks cool. How practical is it? Is it going to like dent up, Shane's pickup truck every time I walk by because that the metal on it? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. We got to get it. So I'm thinking about getting this metal bezel Mudman with the rescue colors, even though that would be totally bananas. Some people would say it's highly hypocritical of me to give in to the yellow of Casio G-Shock. Their obsession with yellow. Have they hired monkeys in their design department? Right? Oh, and is this image doctored? This is an image of the backlight. Like they hit the illuminate button on the Mudman, but you can read the numbers. Anybody who owns a Mudman knows that you can only read the numbers with the illumination at certain angles, and straight on is not one of them. But overall, I think it's cool. The Mudman, to me, well, I don't know. Let's look at the other ones. Because I have a lot of bias because of how much I love the Mudman. The Rangeman, GPR H1000. Oh, you know what? This one looks really cool too. Now that I've zoomed in on it, this one might look the best. I think. What do you gentlemen think? Of these three, which one would you want? That's really tough. It's really tough. It's hard to decide. And by the way, while I have popped up the GPR H1000 page with this rescue color, right next to it is the banana yellow color of the GPR H1000. Lots of guys on YouTube complaining that it does not keep its yellow color for very long. I was also thinking about buying this one for no other reason than to get it dirty. To see, to make it go from banana yellow to banana brown. Can I get the Rangeman GPR H1000 to look like a spoiled banana? And how quickly can I do that? Through my tough tests, you know, the diesel dunks and used motor oil dunks, etc., etc. There's got to be some unit at my work that needs an oil change. I should probably buy the banana yellow Rangeman to see, you know, how quickly I can soil it, and maybe could I remediate it? Because I was thinking of getting a cup and putting the banana yellow Mudman and Rangeman in there, and then plopping Polydent and seeing if Polydent will clean it. Because someone was asking me how to clean it, and the only thing I could think of was Polydent. I don't know what you gentlemen think about that, but anyways, the third one we'll look at is the GRB 300, which is the Gravitymaster. And I want to try this watch out. Maybe not with the Rescue Yellow band, but just in general, it seems like it's an underappreciated, underrated watch because it to me it looks cool. It has a lot of depth to the dial. Like it has like kind of like 3 layers of the dial. Like the dial goes down very deep, even deeper than the GM 2110D, which is a watch I still like, even though it failed on me. I like it. All right. But anyways, this Gravitymaster with the yellow band, I don't really like the yellow band on this one. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't like this combination. Like the videos that I've seen of the Gravitymaster, I like the black colored band. And so I think that the next watch that I'm going to try would be the Gravitymaster, but not this yellow one. I mean, it's kind of, I can't really speculate about which yellow one of these I'm going to buy because we do not know for sure whether these will be released in the United States. Okay, but they are available in Japan. So for those of you gentlemen who are in Japan, these are available to you. And if you purchase one of these, let us know what you think. Now, some notes from the history of G-Shock, okay? This yellow is a rescue yellow, okay? And speaking of that, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, you know, like a really young kid. This is a really early memory, early 80s. Like, the fire trucks are red, right? This is the basic fact when you're a boy. You know, say this is 83. I'm 3 years old. Fire trucks are red, okay? Well, one time I saw this yellow fire truck, and it really, like, just disrupted my world. I was, like, really bugged by this. I was like, Mom, why is there a yellow fire truck? Fire trucks are red. And, you know, she's like, oh, Jim, the fire trucks are yellow because it's a high visibility color. It's the first color that appears in your peripheral vision. I'm like, what's peripheral vision? You know, I'm like 3. My mom had to explain that to me too. So yellow is actually a better color for emergency vehicles because of the high visibility of the color yellow, right? But traditionally, red is the color of fire trucks. And so, I mean, to me, like the yellow fire trucks are the fire trucks they have at the airport, and red are the ones that go down the street. It's like they just have to be red. Anyways, that was a huge tangent. I hope that it was entertaining to you guys, but let me get back to the main point, which is the history of G-Shock. They've made G-Shocks with yellow bands before, right? So going back to May 22nd of 2018, G Central reported that G-Shock was coming out with the GWF D1000, which is a Frogman for Japan Coast Guard's 70th anniversary. All right, so in 2018, there was an anniversary of the Japanese Coast Guard, and they released a commemorative G-Shock watch that had the yellow band. It was a black frogman with a yellow band. And this yellow, it seems to be more of that fire truck yellow than this more recent edition. Okay, so for those of you watching, tell me what you think when you look at this 2018 Frogman with the yellow. It's a little bit different than what we're looking at on this new Rescue series, this brand new release. Now, this brand new release is not banana yellow, okay? But it's like, I don't know, it doesn't have that pop. Like, I'm from Massachusetts, so when I think of a yellow fire truck, I think of the ones at Logan Airport, right? The yellow fire trucks at Logan Airport. Not a lot of fires at Logan Airport. I think that those guys, like, you know, like they spray stuff as a precaution and also like take care of coyotes who wander in from Chelsea. But anyways, I think that there's something about the yellow of the 2018 version. Let me read something from this article, by the way. This is from G Central. The G-Shock GWF D1000 Frogman is one of the most expensive watches in the G-Shock lineup, but like previous Frogman models of decades past, it still serves as the canvas for G-Shock's premier limited edition releases. This G-Shock GWF D1000 JCG-9JR Frogman is the latest watch to continue the tradition of collaboration celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Japan Coast Guard. The GWF D1000 base is an appropriate choice to commemorate the anniversary of the organization formerly known as the Maritime Safety Agency, as its G-Shock flagship diving watch featuring ISO 200-meter water resistance, a water depth sensor, compass, thermometer, and log memory. And so in 2018, this was the most expensive watch offered by G-Shock, the Frogman. And how much did it cost? $800, $1,200 in 2018. Fast forward to the year of our Lord, 2025. We're in the year 2025. The Frogman cost $5,400. Right? My numbers may be a little bit off, but you get the point. G-Shock found a way to make more expensive watches. We're talking about the Frogmans in the MRG lineup costing $5,000, right? And so imagine going back in time to 2018 and letting everybody know. They'd be like, "Why is stuff so expensive?" You know, this we'd be going back in time, pre-COVID era, pre-hyperinflation, and we'd be like, "You guys have no idea what you're in store for." Anyways, another interesting series that had a black face and yellow band is the ICERC G-Shock Love the Sea and the Earth 2023 edition. Okay, so G Central reported on this one too. Now, this is a verifiable banana yellow band, all right? And so they had a Frogman GW 8200K. By the way, this is from 2023, right? And so the base level of like the Frogman they used was a little bit different. It had titanium and slightly different. You know, it had the tide graph right on the front. And so this series of the Love the Sea and the Earth also had a GAB 2100K. And this one, oh, and look, it has like a little what is that? A whale for the pointer there. Banana yellow band, and then a GMDW 5600, which is a square. I think it's a smaller square. And this one, yellow band, right? And on the band is written "All as One." which is, I guess, environmentalism stuff. I'm not sure. Probably for animal welfare, right? So, this new color of the yellow band, definitely emergency yellow, not banana yellow, right? Even though I started this video saying that G-Shock's gone bananas, I did that for rhetorical effect, just because of the overall yellow, okay? Because look, let's go back to the G-Shock Japanese website. Again, I don't know if I'm even allowed to be here, but the 6900 series is celebrating a 30-year anniversary, right? And so they have black, red, and yellow of the DW6900s with a metal light button front and center. And these are available in Japan. And the yellow one is already sold out. I believe in a previous episode, I said that the yellow one is probably going to sell out. Maybe in a short. I can't remember. Maybe I just said it to myself. I don't know. But the yellow one is sold out. Black, red, yellow. That's their German flag, isn't it? And so this yellow looks cool. Like, I made a big deal about the yellow Rangeman GPR H1000 because I was looking for a tactical color. But sometimes, G-Shock makes these watches that have a fashionable color. And even this yellow one of the DW6900s, I think, is the better option. Will these be available in the United States, and will I buy it? I think that they'll be available in the United States. However, I don't think I can buy it because anytime there's a G-Shock watch, I have to scroll down through the page and click where it says exterior, hit the plus, and then, like for the newer watches, it has listed the band size. So the band size of this watch is 145 to 205 millimeters, and that's too small for me. Okay? So if we're going to go back as an example, I'll show you. You go to the let's go to the Rangeman GPR H1000. We'll do a similar thing where we go to exterior, and you see the band goes from 145 to 215 millimeters. I am a 215 millimeter G-Shock wearer, so I can't get all of these new reissues. Because back in the day I could never wear G-Shocks because they were too small. For me to wear a G-Shock, it has to be a 215 millimeter band. All right. And by the way, if you go to my YouTube page, Jim Kincaid YouTube page, and they have that community posts, I shared a post of a gentleman, Jose Quintana, who modified his Rangeman GPR H1000 to give it that tactical coyote color. And I shared those pictures. I found like G-Shock en Espanol shared them. So I downloaded them and shared them on my page with giving a shout out to G-Shock en Espanol and also Jose Quintana, who checked in the comments of that post. He calls it the Navy SEAL, the GPR H1000 Navy SEAL. So for those of you listening on the podcast who can't see, it looks like he put like a tactical brown color, like a coyote color, kind of like the Glock G18X, or maybe one of those like pistols, that have that what is it called? Keratote? I don't know how you even say it. I don't know how we achieve this look, but I think it looks really cool. This is the kind of G-Shock that we want. We want those tactical colors, right? But, G-Shock, they've gone bananas. They're feeding us that yellow. And even though I know that a lot of you guys like to nitpick and split hairs, yes, it's not banana yellow, but it's still yellow. They've given us more yellow before they've given us tactical, right? And so I was thinking of a meme where on one side would be like the G-Shock we want, and then we have Jose Quintana's Navy SEAL G-Shock. That's the G-Shock we want. And on the other side of the meme would say the G-Shock they gave us, we have that yellow G-Shock. What can I say? This is, the G-Shock wizards have decided that yellow is the way they want to go. However, there is one brown G-Shock that has made it through that has piqued my interest, and I plan on purchasing it if it is made available in the United States, and I really hope it is because like it just jumped out at me. It looks really cool, and it is the GD010CE-5. And so this has like a coyote brown color, right? And a Cordura band. And you know how much I love Cordura bands. Like they're better than any fabric band, any other one that's out there. But the keepers also have a way to stay put. They've kind of stitched loops into the Cordura band where the keepers are ensconced. They don't jangle all the way up and down. There is one keeper that jangles up and down, but the other two are kept close to the buckle, which I think is another good improvement to the Cordura band. I have the GA 2100 with the Cordura band. I think it's great. And so, what about the negative LCD? Yes, this new release we're looking at right here of the GD010 that's coming in this coyote brown color does have a negative LCD. And in these pictures, it looks good. Like the watch looks good. How will the negative LCD fare for me? And you know how much I've ranted in the past about negative LCDs, particularly on the King, the GWX56BB. Well, we're going to find out. So that's another reason why I want to buy it is I believe in tough testing. You know, it's not enough you can't just look at a picture and be like, yes, this is good or bad. You kind of have to go out there and test it. So will it be legible, right? The numerals on the GD010 are thicker than other G-Shock watches. So even though it's negative, maybe you can read it better. I won't know until I get it, okay? Now, speaking of negative displays on the GD010, Kyle has clued us in that G-Shock has released in the United States 2 new watches, a GD010 and a GA010. And so, all right, I am at the G-Shock website of the United States, and I think that this whole website is very suspicious because I previously told the web browser that I was in Japan. So I have this I don't know, this kind of feeling like I'm going to get caught. I'm going to get in trouble because one tab of this browser is open to the G-Shock Japanese website and one is open to the American one. And it's like, well, G-Shock, will they figure it out that I'm scamming them, in terms of testifying to my country? I don't know. Anyways, the GA010-1A1. And by the way, 1A1, isn't that a road in Miami? So yeah, it's a negative display. And so Kyle clued me in on this. He told me in the comments that this had came out. And sure enough, here it is. And so, negative LCD. Will it be any good? The thing is that in general, I don't like them, but I cannot argue with the fact that style-wise, they look really good, right? And Kyle had the idea to make a murdered out Mudman, a Mudman GW9500, where everything is black on it. And I know it's really hypocritical of me to be ranting so much about my ire against negative LCDs, but I kind of like that idea of a murdered out Mudman GW9500, especially now with the metal bezel. Imagine like a gunmetal. No, imagine like matted out, not IP coating, just matte black. Everything's matte. Everything's black. The band is black. The bezel's black. The buttons are black. The button shrouds are black. The display is a negative LCD, so that the screen is black. Even the numbers are black. They're just slightly less black. It's just all black. It looks like a bracelet, right? Murdered out Mudman. That would be a good idea. I don't know if that will come out, but it should. Until then, we have the GD010-1A1, which is the GD010 watch, blacked out. What do you gentlemen think? Will you get it? Hold on. A pop-up just came. thinking that I'm signaling exit intent, which is not true. I'm just going to look at the GA010-1A1, which is the GA010, whose subdial is an inverted LCD. Well, what do you guys think about that? And also the indices are gray. They aren't as brilliant white as the GA010. And I bought my brother a GA010 for Christmas. So we'll have to follow up with him to see how he likes that watch. And, you know, I think he seemed to like it when he was down here on Christmas. So we'll follow up, though, see how it's shaped up for him. And, maybe I'll buy a GA010 for myself so that I can compare it to the Gravitymaster. Those two are very similar watches, right? The GA010 and the Gravitymaster. Because they're analog. I guess that's the big thing. They're analog. And so also check out jimkincaid.com. That's my website. And so I have all these blog posts and stuff, which are all based on the videos that I make. And then I write all this nonsense jibber jabber, right? And sometimes, I ask AI to do a task. And whenever I use AI, I quote it. I'm like, here's what AI has to say. And AI always says something stupid. And so then the rest of the article, I explain how AI is dumb. For example, one time, I was doing a post about the NASA edition G-Shock GW6900, and I was like, all right, AI, summarize this video. And so I was going to quote the AI, what the AI generated, and it started talking about how the watch was green, which is absolutely totally incorrect. This AI, it's just so wrong all the time. It's hilarious, But I write all these posts, you'll see if you go there, you see what I mean. Because sometimes if I have a long video, I'll just write an introduction in the blog post to the video, and have the AI sum it up, and then I'll critique the AI summary, because a lot of times its critique is humorously incorrect. You just have to go and find out. Gentlemen, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through him. I'm Jim Kincaid. Thanks for watching.